speaker, the man, Mr. Michael.
Bring the action.
Definitely want to thank all the messages and all the speakers for bringing it today. I am so fired up and so honored to be on the same stage with such great messages and such great speakers, and what a great audience. And I really just want to say I'm really privileged and honored to be here, and I want to make sure that I can deliver for you. I know we're running a little bit back on time, but is it okay with you if I deliver a great message and send you off into action? Will you give me some energy today? Is that okay? Because I want you to know that one of the biggest things that I learned in this business is perspective. Biggest thing I'll tell you. And I'll share a story with you. Well, I was in a previous relationship, and my previous girlfriend was a teacher, and she went around to her class one day and she asked her class, she used to teach 4th grade, and she said, give me a word that describes something that's common. Something that's common. So what's the first word that comes to your mind? Right here. What's the first word that comes to your mind if you had to describe common?
Calming.
One word.
One word. Yoga.
Yoga. Could you agree? Is that a good word? What's your name? Guys, it's freaking Jackie. Let's give Jackie a round of applause. It's freaking Jackie right there. If I give you one word, what's one word that describes common?
Silence.
Silence. Is that a good word? That's good. What's your name? Guys, it's freaking Donovan. Freaking Donovan. Let's give Donovan a round of applause. Well, she looks over this girl's shoulder and she sees masturbating. 4th grade. So she's now thinking, what the heck is going on in this household? What is this 4th grader learning at home? So Carrie is her name. She looks over the girl's shoulder and she says, wow, that's an interesting one. And the little girl looks at Miss McHale and says, look with a smile, she's like, no. She says, I'm not sure. Well, what exactly, how'd you come up with that? She says, did you want me to draw you a picture? Now her mindset is like all over the freaking place. Like, well, how is she going to draw this? Like, she says, absolutely. I would love for you to show me how you're going to go ahead and draw this picture. So she draws a picture of a big belly and a guy with his hands in the air like this. Oh, you mean meditating? Yes, meditating. What did you think I meant? How quickly can you change perspective? How quickly does perspective change? As fast as you flip the switch and you turn on the light. That's how fast it takes to change your perspective. If I can execute this message the right way, and if you can leave this conference the right way, I think Mr. Scoggins made my life a lot easier to end this message, because we want you to change your perspective on how you're approaching this push. I think coming into today, some of you were approaching this push a little scared, a little nervous, and now you're really excited. Let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. This hurts. I know some of you, when you met with your manager about a push, you're like, another one? I just had one. Again? Oh, that one hurt. And some of you, when you met with the manager, you're like, heck yeah, game time. Let's go. It's time for some fun. It's time for some big checks. It's time for some growth. It is time to develop the right habits. Ladies and gentlemen, this push is about growth, and it will be a blast if you allow it to be a blast. And PUSH stands for, it's an acronym, P-U-S-H. Push until something happens. Push until something happens. It's easy to do. But fear is another acronym. False expectations appearing real. False expectations appearing real. So even though a push is easy to do, it's also easy not to do. See, anytime something's easy to do, it's also easy not to do. Well, Jim Rohn said that the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that successful people make habits of doing the things that unsuccessful people choose not to do. They don't enjoy them, they just know it's necessary to be a success. So the habits are easy to do, but they're also easy not to do. And you all learn those habits today. Waking up early, making those phone calls, memorizing your pages, calling in after your appointments, showing up to the office to make those phone calls, organizing an attack list, tracking your calls. All of those habits are easy to do, but they're also easy not to do. The goal is to leave this event and turn those actions into habits over the next 4, 5, 6 days leading into the SE2 push, which starts on Monday. If we just leave this event and focus on what's in our control, and if we focus on those habits that we can make sure that we implement, and we take action on those habits, you will see amazing rewards that will follow. See, some of us focus on solutions while others focus on excuses. It says, do you have a problem in your life? No, then you have nothing to worry about. Yes? Can you do something about it? No, then don't worry. Yes, then don't worry. So don't worry about the problems you can't control. If you're worried about a problem you can't control, they'll probably link you to excuses. If you worry about the problems you can control, they'll probably lead you to solutions as long as you take action and turn those actions into habits. A lot of you make excuses like this.
I'm too weak, too slow, too big, I ate too much for breakfast, got a headache, it's raining, don't.
See, what happens is excuses, what they do, they become an infection. And once you get an infection, it becomes a disease. So the goal is to not make excuses, it's to find solutions and grow through those solutions. Use this push as an opportunity to grow, because that's where your breakthrough takes place. Progress equals growth, and growth equals life. And when you get a chance to fully live a life that you want, when you really push yourself to those limits, and you push through those limiting beliefs that Mr. Scoggins talked about, you get a chance to take those lessons and teach those lessons. And that's what brings fulfillment. That's what SE2 does. See, a tree will grow to its maximum capacity. It will grow as tall as it can grow. It will bury its roots as deep as they can go. It will grow as many fruits and leaves as it can grow. But what happens is people, unlike trees, have the dignity of choice. And when you have a choice to grow, we have the capacity to create procrastination and put things off, and therefore, we cause pain. Let this push be a reason to change, and let that change transform you and help you have a breakthrough. As we wind up this event, as we transition to what will be the biggest and best record-breaking push that the state of Florida has ever seen, as we take on the FC division, as we take on the Georgia division, we must win the mental battle first to create that lasting breakthrough. Because your time and our time is now. And don't say I'm too new in the business. Don't say I've been here for too long, my time is up. Don't say I'm too young. Don't say I'm too old. Tiger Woods, 3 years old when he broke 50 in 9 holes of golf. Mozart, 8 years old when he wrote his first symphony. Charles Dickens, 12 years old when he quit school to work at a factory pasting labels on shoe polish to bail his father out of prison. Anne Frank, 13 years old when she started her diary. Ralph Waldo Emerson, 14 years old when he enrolled into Harvard. Paul McCartney, 15 years old when John Lennon invited him to start a band. Bill Gates, 19 years old when he co-founded Microsoft. Joe DiMaggio, 26 years old when he hit for 56 consecutive games without steroids. Shakespeare, 31 years old when he wrote Romeo and Juliet. Thomas Jefferson, 33 years old when he wrote the Declaration of Independence. Mother Teresa, 40 years old when she began her life in Calcutta helping poor people. Keyword, began. Don't say I'm too young, and don't say I'm too old, don't say I'm too new, and don't say I've been here for too long. Pablo Picasso, 55 years old when he painted Guernica and began the revolution of the arts. Dom Perignon, 60 years old when he created the first glass of champagne. Winston Churchill, 65 years old when he became Britain's Prime Minister and began a fight with Hitler. Nelson Mandela, 71 years old when he was released from prison, and at 74, elected the President of South Africa. Michelangelo, 72 years old when he designed the dome in St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, and at 24, when he created and carved David. Ben Franklin, 79 years old when he invented bifocals. Don't say I'm too old. Don't say I'm too young. Dimitri Rodandis, 98 years old when he ran the Athens Marathon. And Yurichi Uriah was 100 years old when he climbed Mount Fuji. So don't say I'm too old. Don't say I'm too young. Don't say I'm too new. Don't say I'm too experienced. Your time is now.
We used to fit right here. I don't know.
Nelson Mandela said that one finger is weak. One finger by itself. One finger by itself is weak. It can only do so much. You by yourself cannot win this push and will not help us beat the FC and beat the Georgia division and take down our same #1 trophy that we've had for the last several decades, however long we've been beating them. But when we take all those fingers and we make that fist, that's when we're strong. That's when we're united. We're NFL. When it comes to push weeks, we dominate. Who you with?
Blue chip.
Who you with?
Blue chip.
Who you with?
Blue chip.
Let's push